The wait is over. You were waiting, right?
Oh, God. No. Please, no.
The end is nigh. Darwin and Kat are back.
There are rules for when you're on broadcast radio of what you can and cannot say. And George Carlin's deadly words list, well, that's not actually written into the law. Although, yeah, those are frowned upon. And we kind of pushed the envelope when we did our morning show. We were expected to. We were the rock station. So this episode's a little bit of a Control-Z or a Command-Z if you're using a Mac. A little bit of an undo. These are things we would never do again. But sometimes we pushed it just a little bit too far, and that would result in an email.
See me. Just in the subject line, nothing in the body.
All in caps. See me. From not just the boss, like right above us, the boss.
The big boss.
And when we would get that, it would always be sent at 9:59 because our show would end at 10. And we would see it pop up in the email.
Like, oh,
See
crap.
me.
Oh, crap. There it is. What did we do? And we just kind of look at each other like, oh, okay. It was that. All right.
Sometimes we knew right away.
Yeah.
Other times I'd be surprised there'd be no see me email. And I'd be sure we were getting one and we would never get it. So today we're going to take a look at the top 5 see me emails that we got while we were working on our morning show. Clocking in at number 5.
Please, big number.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
And this one was the most unexpected one. We thought we had a pretty, I'd say, mild, tame morning show one morning. And this one was your fault. This was all you.
I
You did
completely
this one.
take responsibility. I called Mountain Dew Toothless Hillbilly Soda, but there's a reason why I called it that. Back in the day, I think it was in the 60s when they debuted, it was like for mountain people who blew into jugs and made music. It was like, hello, Mountain Dew. And I was just kind of quoting the historical aspect of it. But little did we know what, they just became a sponsor.
Yeah, not our station. On Fly 92, the big station.
Oh,
They
it
became a
wasn't
huge-
even our station?
No, they were spending money on B95 and Fly. They
Of
spending on the
course.
rest of the cluster. Nobody spent money on us. What do you mean? You couldn't offend an advertiser on one of the big stations either because they would pull their money there.
Is what I
So-
said really that bad, or is it historically accurate?
Well, let's check the historical record. How about a clip of one of those old commercials?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yahoo! Mountain Dew! Oh, beautiful Sal was a stone-hearted gal, refusing to bill or to coo. But Clem was right smart, he appealed to her heart with that gal getting good old Mountain Dew.
Yahoo! Mountain Dew!
Okay, so I think you were accurate.
I'm
They're all
right.
like,
I'm completely right. Do you remember what our punish was? Because I hated it. I hated it so bad.
well, you kind of got punished a little bit more than I did because this was on you, which is ridiculous.
I would have rather picked up trash in the parking lot with like a big sack and a pokey stick for a whole Sunday.
But what did you have to do instead?
We had to MC a video game race / competition. They were old school video games. So there was like Asteroids and Ms. Pac-Man, and we actually had to do the play-by-play. All right, so Joey C is pulling ahead. Oh, Frogger didn't make it across the street.
It was horrible. It was soul crushing.
It was soul crushing, and it was agony. And it's
These
like, I
people
get
had
it.
not-
I get it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I called you Toothless Hillbillies. You have all your teeth, and you're in no way close to playing a banjo.
These people emerged from their mom's basement for the first time in 40 years.
Yeah, their eyes were getting used to the daylight.
I don't think the sponsor even complained.
The sponsor had no idea. The sponsor
No.
didn't listen to our show.
No, I think the salesperson did. And I think the salesperson freaked out over nothing. And then they overcompensated by yelling at Darwin and Kat for just an innocuous, you weren't even like saying anything that wasn't true. That's like, I don't think Mountain Dew would have cared or anything. So, that one was a surprise. That one I can't believe we got in trouble for.
I
And
thought-
they kept reminding us.
Yeah, I thought the punishment did not fit the crime.
Not one bit. And I think for a while we were shell shocked. We were afraid to make fun of anything. Like they might be, like even a nursing home. My God, they might be advertising over on Magic. We better not make fun of old people.
To this day, I can't even get near an Asteroids machine.
Number 4.
Please, Please, big number.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
We had on an earlier episode talked about how we used to prank Chuck and Kelly, who we liked on B95. Well, they pieced out Girl Scout at one point and they went across the street to the competition. They got a big offer to be on a competing station and they left.
Just because they offered you more money and you're on every billboard in the city doesn't mean you have to leave. Oh, yeah, it does.
Oh, yeah. We totally were jealous. I mean, come on. Weren't we jealous?
Hell yeah. Of course we were.
Yeah. We still liked them. But the station they went to was totally out of their league in terms of format. And we would tune it in and we heard poor Chuck one day outroing, "That's the Green Day." Poor Chuck, right? The Green Day on 105.7 The Buzz.
From the album The Dookie.
Kelly, have you ever enjoyed The Dookie? You know, it was just like,
Well, Chuck.
because we could punch up any radio station in our building, in our studio, but we could actually punch up any station in the market. And they took this away because of this. They turned it off.
I loved the magic button.
Oh, they took it away because of us. They used to have these contests. We'd be bringing up Chuck and Kelly and they'd be clearly nobody was listening. Nobody was calling. They'd be like, well, lines are still open. We haven't gotten caller 3 yet. And, you know, they'd be like 476-1057. And they were back. So I think we called just to prank them, not realizing they were in the middle of a contest.
Of course. Just the mood struck.
But we weren't listening and we won. Like, congratulations, you just won, blah, blah, blah.
And I was all excited because I love, winning radio contests. But it's like, oh, crap. No, we're not supposed to win this.
No, it was bad. And we realized we were live on the air. Like, they were not using a delay. They were not taping the phone call. Instead of hanging up, I just started playing along with it.
Give us a little taste, Darwin.
What did I say? Wasn't I like, yeah, I love.
You're on Live with Chuck and Kelly. You've just won a huge prize. How do you feel? What do you think?
I thank you.
Now this is Kelly. I want to know exactly how you're going to use this prize.
Well, I'm gonna go The Great Escape, and I'm gonna have fun. Yeah. And then like, what's your name? Where you're calling from? And I'm like, Brian and Latham, which is my real first name. Brian.
You choked. You gave it up. You told him who you were.
Yeah. And I've got a real distinctive voice too. Like, it's me. I don't do voices well unless I'm like, I just don't. And it was clearly me. I don't think they got that. And they're like, can you hold on the line and we'll get your info? And I'm like, yeah. We got off the phone and we were like, I think we looked at each other like, we can't call them anymore.
Do that. We have to stop.
And unexpectedly, what did we have at 9:59?
See me.
So we go in there thinking, what did we do? We're not realizing
that we weren't supposed to win prizes from other stations.
Yeah, that.
See what happens when you pay us so little? We have to hop on and try to win the prizes from other stations.
I just wanted to go to the amusement park, man. I just wanted to ride the roller coaster.
Sounded fun.
I didn't even know what I won. So he get in his office and he's like, I know you guys loved to prank call Chuck and Kelly when they were here, but it's a serious violation of blah, 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 blah. And he starts just going into us, doesn't even ask if we did it. He just knows it's us. He's yelling at us that you cannot do that. They are not here anymore. And he's telling us we're violating all these rules that don't even exist. Like, he's trying to like scare us. What are you talking about? What do you mean? Are you assuming, did somebody call and you think it was us? Were they pranked and you assume, how dare you assume it was us? Was it, what did they say on the air? Oh, I'm sorry. Remember and then he curls back almost like.
It was like little kids, did you eat all the Hostess fruit pies? No. And there was like purple jelly all over your face.
I tried to turn it around on him. It didn't work. He knew it was us. We couldn't call anymore. I wanted to call and request the Green Day.
I love the Dookie.
So that didn't go well. Number 3.
Please, big number.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 3.
Now this gets a little more serious. For Edgefest, they would bring in all these bands for us to interview on the air ahead of time if they could. And it was usually they would get the larger bands on the phone because we wouldn't always get, maybe someone more important like POD. They'd be out on tour. They weren't in the studio. We couldn't get them ready. Days of the New, kind of busy. Everclear, well, not so busy, but whatever. Filter, busy. But some of the smaller ones would be nothing going on. And especially if they were more local or semi-local, we could get them in the studio. And the year was 2008. And back up a little backstory to this one. We were in the building, and it was kind of a stormy mid-morning, and all of the drop ceiling rattled and all this dust fell.
It started so dramatic. It was a dark and stormy morning.
It was very dramatic. And do you think that was there a... I can't top that. I don't know. Something bad always happens when it's dark and stormy.
And then lightning hit a tower.
On top of the building. But none of us knew the building had been struck by lightning. I can't believe we were in a building that was struck by lightning and we didn't really know, except for the whole, all this dust is falling, or like, the hell was that?
What could go wrong? It's not like there's a bunch of electrical equipment.
No. So somebody had, without consulting with the engineers, installed some sort of internet apparatus up on that tower, the studio transmitter link tower on top of the building. And then they did that. They didn't ground it properly, so it allowed a channel, a pathway for lightning to get into the rack room where all the equipment was.
Isn't this how Spider-Man was born?
I think so. We didn't look behind the rack to actually see what was going on back there.
Maybe I'll see if I can shoot anything out of my wrist because of my super... No, it's not working. Okay.
Of course, they check all the equipment and everything seems to be fine. Okay. But we found out the hard way that the one piece of equipment that actually had been fried was our delay.
Not good.
And a delay, for anyone who doesn't know, is something they use in broadcasting where you're speaking, but it's a device that actually is slowly recording and slowing down what you're saying. So there's a buffer that if somebody swears, is actually a button that says dump, which is the funniest button you will ever press in your life. And if somebody swears, you push dump and it drops, literally dumps audio so that the swear word doesn't go over the air.
Or in plainer terms, if you or your partner has a less than professional moment and says fuck nugget on the air, you won't get fired if you dump it.
Correct. And the point is, if you put a phone call on the air, usually your partner's good. Although you swore in this instance too, which was amazing because you were tired. You're looking.
That only happened to me once. I only did that once.
This was. Oh. You repeated what the person said.
Oh, that was not good.
So, and we had a 7-second delay, so we could dump it 3 times. We could get 3 out of that in the increments before we were out of the ramp. And this band comes in. And before we started recording, we were trying to remember what band it was. And I'm looking at the lineup from Edgefest that year. And it was just one of the bands that didn't matter. And I'm looking at this list and I still can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Vaden?
Maiden? With an M? Like without the iron?
No, Vaden, like lady part. Vayde.
Oh, I have no recollection of Vaden. Sorry, Vadens.
No, he's got like curly hair and a scarf.
Oh, that sounds
Vaden?
like me.
There's, maybe it was Vaden. Then there's Rainfecta. I don't remember them.
Rainfuckers?
No, maybe they were Rainfecta. I don't remember that one.
Wow.
Egypt Central. I don't even know where they are now. Cinder Road? Weren't they at Edgefest twice?
I thought you were going to say Cinderella. Cinder Road. Yeah, they did a couple of fests for us.
I think they were there twice and people were like, why? I'm like, I don't know. Can you name a Cinder Road song?
No. I mean, can you?
I know we played them. Blacktooth Grin?
What?
They were from Idaho.
What is that, a dentist? Like Spencer, but what?
It's Idaho Grin. I don't know. So it was one of those bands, all right? Maybe was it Tantric? I don't know. Whoever it was one of them. So you want to pick one?
Yeah, we're going to say it was Blacktooth Grin.
Okay, Blacktooth Grin. Let's pretend it was them. And they're in there. And they couldn't get your name right, which is actually kind of funny.
You know, my name, Cat, is the first word you learn to spell. C-A-T. But no, it was beyond their grasp.
It was. They're like, Pat?
No, it's my mom. My mom is Pat. I'm Cat. This is sounding like Dr. Seuss.
You actually said that to them. That's my mom.
I'm not surprised. Pat's my mom.
And they go, wait, so what? And you're like, Cat. They're like, oh, cat, like you shit in a box. And you said, yes, I shit in a box.
I shit in a box. Blacktooth Grins.
And didn't I throw the stapler at you?
Yes.
Like, did I grab like this?
Yeah. But I'm quick. I ducked. I have very fast reflexes. I dodged it. I
don't know why I threw this. It was in the 6 o'clock hour. So I hit dump when they said it. And then you said, yes, I shit in a box. I don't know why I threw the stapler at you. I'm so sorry about that. I wasn't, why would I throw something at you?
Because I said shit during our show. Specifically shit in a box.
Which is going to come up after we're done with our top 5 list with something that got something. You know what? I'm sensing a theme here. I don't want to give it away.
Oh, yeah.
But things get thrown at you when you describe shit.
Coming up.
It's not like me to throw. I think I just wanted to not have you say it again. And I think I just grabbed whatever was near me and I realized that could have really hurt you. So I'm really
Well,
sorry
that's the
about that.
ultimate dump button. I don't know if you were raised with a wooden spoon, but I sure was. Yep.
I don't think knocking you out cold would have been a really good choice to help make sure you don't say, yeah, I shit in a box. Like, again, I don't think that was a good choice on my part. Either way, I'm thinking and you're thinking, I dumped it twice. Everything's okay.
Right.
Right?
And you know, by my calculations, I think we have one dump to go. So we should be good.
We're good. Everything's okay. Interview's over. We go on with the rest of our show. 9:59.
See me.
What?
Why?
So we get in there. He has the audio.
We're like,
How does he have the audio? Like, well, no. What? And he starts yelling at us. Why didn't you have the delay on? Like, we did.
but
We had the delay on.
We had 3 dumps and we used 2. We're good, right?
And he said we were lying. He accuses us of not being, just not owning it, that we could lose our license, blah, blah, blah. But we had the delay on.
Right.
And he didn't believe us. He didn't believe us. And we went back and forth with them.
Yeah.
And he was just, we would not be truthful about that.
No, I mean, we wouldn't lie. But he looked at me and he said, and you said you shit in a box? Well, now everybody knows. Yeah, but I bury it after. Don't be so uptight, Kevin.
This is, I think, the best part of it. We convinced him to come back to the studio and ramp up the delay. If he didn't believe us, ramp it up. And we did. We got the delay going. And I got him. I remember this. I turned on the mic and I said, good, turn on the mic and say, fuck. Do you remember this?
I dare you, Kevin. I
Go ahead.
double, triple dog dare you. Do it.
I said, turn on the mic and say, fuck right now. And he wouldn't do it.
See?
He wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it.
And then he picked up the headphones, because if you put the headphones on and you try to listen to, because you'll hear the delay, you won't be able to hear exactly what's going on in the air. And remember when he put on the headphones and then he looked at us and he kind of went white?
Yeah. Oops.
Because he realized we were not lying.
Of course not.
Because I realized the delay wasn't working. Well, then the engineers came in and they took a look at it and they were like, oh, we found what the lightning fried. Great.
And then above
Well,
our heads, it went ding. And it's our 2 little halos because we are very honest people.
Mm-hmm. Although I will say, I worked at have you ever worked a job since then where you dragged your boss to his studio and tried to turn on the mic and tell him to say the F word? You ever had
No,
a job like
in
that?
fact, I always feel like we were just getting scolded. And we kind of were. I mean, we would get called into the office and get reprimanded by stuff that was far more juvenile and stupid than this. It's like, Kat, did you know that in the course of an hour, you said booger 6 times? Well, yeah, the news story was about a booger.
Right. Little things.
Is there a better word?
Yeah. Is there another word for those? Like,
I
what
don't
would
know,
you call
but the
a
news
booger?
story had boogers in it. So, I mean, I was going to report on that shit.
That's important, hard-hitting news. Number 2.
Plays big number.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
This gets a little more, okay, this one we deserve to get in trouble for. Number 2. I will say, will you admit, number 2, we deserve this?
Yes.
Okay. Because times have changed, we've grown up, and this was a bad move, I'm going to say.
This was terrible.
So
This was
embarrassing.
You say it.
I'm laughing. I'm like, this is so bad. We should be ashamed. Okay. There was an actual news story about a woman, and the way it was worded, first of all, was unfair to us. Okay. It was worded, she was taking a stand for disabled rights, which should not have been worded that way because she was in a wheelchair, that she was going to make wheelchair porn. And we thought this was the funniest thing we had ever read. So we start describing what she wants to make in these films, except for we found some sound effects to go with it.
In our
And what were
defense, there is a category for everything.
This is true, but we, for some reason, thought that's your mission. That's your way to take a stand for disabled people.
Take a stand for wheelchair porn.
Right. Like you're not going to go and try to get more
That's
parking
like
spots. You're just going to make movies.
lend a hand to the guy with no arms. It just sounded funny, Kevin.
Right.
I said your name again.
That's okay. But what did we do with the sound effects? This is the part where we took it even too far.
Well, we immediately put it on the air and said this is the actual audio from the film.
And it was the sound of just lots of metal clanking together. Yeah. That was probably,
Sorry.
I feel bad about
Yeah,
this.
it was
I
bad.
do. I mean, it was I mean, it was kind of funny, but it wasn't funny. But we didn't let it go because we kept talking about it too. We kept going on and on.
We kept doing the callback all through the hour.
Whoopsie doodle. So yeah, I mean, we definitely feel for people and that the world should be accessible to everybody. And it's just, I think it was the idea, the lunacy of there's a lot you can do as an activist and this is the hill you're going to die on. That just seemed like a weird pathway to take.
And if you're on a hill, you might want to put that parking brake on if you're going to do it.
See, we can't stop ourselves, can we?
That was terrible. Why? Why?
Just trying to help. So that one we deserved. And number one.
Plays big number.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Number one, we absolutely deserve to get yelled at. This See Me, we deserved, although it started off innocent, we meant well, but it took a turn real quick, midway through the air.
Yeah, this was the king of all see-me's.
Thank God for the internet. Thank God for it. There's
Keeps
so
us
many great
safe
things
and
there.
it keeps us happy.
And I don't
And it
know.
keeps me away from real people.
I don't know. It does. And I don't know what possessed someone to go ahead and come up with a whole website about Walmart and how many times the cops have been there, but somebody did.
So I found a website, WalmartCrimeReport.com. I don't even know if it's still around. But what it did was, it was these people that hated Walmart, and they created a database of every police call and every time your tax money has been had to be used at Walmart for incidents. So you could go and you could put in your zip code and it'd bring up every Walmart in your area. So we started looking at what's been going on at local Walmart.
Police calls since 2002. You ready?
Yeah.
807.
Ooh.
There's the one in East Greenbush, the Supercenter in East Greenbush, 683.
Well, they're a little classier, so less police.
Rotterdam checking in with the most. Ooh. The Walmart in Rotterdam said 857 police visits.
Now, this is over what time period? A week?
Since 2000. 2002.
Oh my God.
The least crime rate.
Yeah, where's my safest local Walmart?
Your safest one is, Brunswick doesn't show up. Surprise. Maybe nobody's tallied up yet how many times the police
Busy
have been
still
there.
counting.
Right now, Amsterdam is the safest one, 347.
Okay, you can feel good about that.
Are you looking it up?
And
Is it still there? It might be.
no, I can't find it. Dang it.
Oh, it was a great site. So we could look through, and we're going through various Walmart stores. I hate Walmarts with the apostrophe S. I hate that. So we're looking at the various Walmart locations in our area, and we're going through the crime list there. And then we start looking at this, and they're funny. They're funny little crimes. All of them are really petty, weird fights and whatever. But then we're looking at the list for one of them, and we see rapes 1.
Oh, God.
And we're like, and we go, who the hell does that at Walmart? And you said,
Who goes raping at a Walmart? Oh, that's terrible.
The
Price
one in
rollbacks
Rotterdam.
on rape. That's awful.
and then we started trying to figure out who. And I'm like, what is the greeter just standing there in their vest? And the next thing you know, they're flat on their back, like, help me. And you're like,
I picture a guy who looks like Yosemite Sam coming in blazing, going, I'm a raping today.
and then we were like,
Darn
well, they were
tootin'.
wearing that smiley vest, and they were asking for it. They're wearing the smiley vest. Like, we went all the way with this, and we
Maybe
were
it's
like,
maybe it's someone from the tire department.
and then people start calling in with their theories on what happened.
We're calling. I don't know. Maybe we crossed a bad line or something.
Let's see.
Hey, Darwin.
What's up?
Hey, tell me, what about Clifton Park?
It doesn't come up on the list. I don't
think you're safe.
Well, damn, I
what's
was
your-
hoping to get some accent.
What's your zip code up there?
12065.
Well,
Gonna
let me
check
look.
for you.
No, nothing yet.
Yeah, you're the score.
Nothing yet.
You won't have the greeter chasing you up and down the aisles.
That's a good thing, I guess. I just met my greeter, and I don't know about that.
Is that even
I don't know
legal?
if he could chase you up and down the aisle.
Hey, the New Edge.
That was not rape. She was totally consenting to it.
You know,
Well, you seem to know a lot about this.
I know how horny I get at Walmart. And if I say yes, that means yes.
Shut up.
What section do you hang out in?
I'm over by the rakes.
By the rakes.
God.
Well, actually, no. I just hang out by the snowblowers hoping to get something.
Remind me never to go to Walmart with you.
Sex crime is a terrible thing.
Yes, it is. Hey, Mr.
Walmart
Alex.
is funny.
And then we had to keep clarifying that we thought the act of it wasn't funny.
Right. We're not saying it's great to get raped in a Walmart.
But really, it was inappropriate.
It was kind of bad.
It was really bad. And we definitely, I think we were on a roll and we didn't know how to put that toothpaste back in the tube. And we just kept rolling with it, right? So when we saw the See Me, we knew right away what was going on. So we get into Kevin's office, and the first thing you said, you quoted George Carlin. And I'm already snorting.
Kevin, rape is not funny. But if you picture Foghorn Leghorn raping Elmer Fudd, it's kind of funny.
And he starts laughing.
Context is everything. I was trying anything to bail us out of that. Anything. Just going in my comedy nerd book going, oh, did Carlin say something here? Okay.
And he's like, as he's laughing, he's like, rape is not funny. And you've got him laughing and you go, but context is, and you're laughing because you liked the segment.
Is everything.
And you're trying to like call him out on it. And he was like, I hope the victim wasn't listening. And you were like, but if she was, she would agree. It's funny. And I'm like, oh, Kat, no.
Oh, no.
But then you took the lead on it, though. You were like, as a woman, you turned it around on him really good.
As a woman, I think we should take this as empowerment, as girl power, and I just fed him a bunch of horse shit, really.
You tried.
I tried.
Yeah. But we did apologize in the air a lot, too. Like, we're not making fun of the victim, and we're not making fun of what actually happened. It was the situation was a little... What's the word I'm looking for?
I'm still picturing Foghorn Leghorn in a Walmart going on a rape spree.
Right. See, that's what made it funny. And we didn't expect to see it on the list either. So I would definitely say that was probably one of the worst things we did on
That was the worst thing. I think on this episode, we'll need like an SA trigger warning. And if you are afraid of big chickens too.
But we do take that very seriously. I mean, this is a comedy podcast and we are not making fun of victims of SA and we are not making fun of people who've been through that at all. So, and I was saying, we were really juvenile and we were talking about this. Should we recap? We're talking about things we got in trouble for when we did our show.
Yeah. Big trouble.
Okay.
Want to hear more Darwin and Kat stories? Hit like and subscribe. It helps us so much. Thanks and love.
New episodes, new stories, all new Darwin and Kat.
Kat, earlier I mentioned when you talked about shitting in a box, I threw a stapler at you, which again, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right.
I alluded to that wasn't the only time something was thrown at you when you talked about turd. Would you like to share that story? Because this is epic.
Yeah, so we were doing a segment and it was Name That Disorder, which is one of our features. And we would give out the symptoms and you call in and you can win a prize if you tell us what malady we're talking about. And one of the symptoms was oily turd. And that got an immediate see me.
Yeah, that wasn't even a 959 see me.
No,
that was
a
right away.
Like 837 see me. So we both walk into Kevin's office and immediately this giant book comes hurling at my head and I duck out of the way and it hits the wall and he goes, oily turd. Do you remember what that book was?
Yes, I do.
It was the FCC guidelines that's longer than Stephen King's The Stand. And on page 937, it clearly states that you can talk about excrement, but you can't have a description of it. So you can have turd, but you can't add that little adverb, oily turd. And I said oily turd.
Yeah, you can't describe the color, the scent, the texture, any of it.
How was I supposed to know that I couldn't add like just a little zhuzh to the description? I had no idea. And now we're here, we're doing this podcast, and I'm going to say it again, oily turd. God bless America.
You said it. Do you feel good?
I feel great now.
That was something people don't realize is on the air. You have to be careful with. You can talk about it, but yeah, any body fluid, you can't give much of a description of it. Anything that came out of the body, even vomit, blood, reproductive fluids, you can't.
Can you use euphemisms like baby batter, knuckle chowder?
You can, but you have to be careful. I think that was the gray area too. So
actually a little more off-white, but yeah.
You literally threw the book at you.
Yeah. And I can't say I studied that, big boy, before we hit the air that day.
You were so
mad.
I was so freaked out. We get back to the studio, you're like, why do people keep throwing stuff at me?
What is it?
Because it was around the time I threw the stapler at you, too.
That's true, but I dodged the book as adeptly as I dodged your stapler.
But both times you were talking about defecating. So there was a theme here. Very careful. Do you go to the doctor now? And if you ever have a problem with like something...
I'm like, doctor, I've been very constipated. What I got to duck.
It's
like, why did you dive under the metal table?
Speaking of NTD, name that disorder, that was probably our most tasteful segment. And I think it was my favorite one we did. I tell people about this one. We had a jingle to start it, which was great because we discovered jingle singers will sing anything like this. I love this jingle.
It's Name That Disorder with Darwin and Kat on 104.9 The Edge.
Oh, that was so good. It itches, it oozes.
It's starting to smell.
It's Name That Disorder. So when we gave out the symptoms, they were never it wasn't a disease that was serious. Like AIDS,
no, not funny.
Herpes, kind of funny.
Oh, on the way.
Pregnancy. Sometimes they went a little sideways too. This one went really sideways. We did one time Asian flush disorder, which is the inability for people of Southeast Asian descent to process alcohol.
Right. And it can cause a rash. And I only know about this from one of my best friends who really cannot drink because she gets very, very flushed just like after half a beer.
And the phone calls that came in went a little bit sideways.
What's going on, the New Edge?
Hi, is it the DTs? No, it's not. 50% of Asians do not have the DTs.
Okay,
But nice guess.
Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Hello, the New Edge.
Hey, I can name that disorder.
Go
What
for
do you
it.
think?
It's syphilis.
Syphilis.
No, syphilis man,
Hi,
not
syphilis
it.
man.
Oh, trust me, it's syphilis.
You think so?
Thanks for checking
You
in.
could probably catch syphilis after drinking, but no. Hey, the New Edge, what's up? You there?
Hello.
This is where you say hello. Or not. Okay, the New Edge, what's up?
Yeah, did you get anybody for name that disorder?
Nobody guessed it
Not yet. What do you think?
Is it liver disease?
Nope, that's a good try. You know, close. Close, no
Okay.
cigar.
I want to give away this none.
50% of Asians get liver disease.
And the DTs. Oh my God, no.
Wow, this is not hard.
1049.
Oh, it is Name That Disorder if you can get it. I don't know.
50% of the Asian population gets this after drinking, heat flashes, hives, and red face.
Let's see if somebody figured it out. Hell, the New Edge. Can you name that disorder?
Is it herpes?
No.
No. Hello, the New Edge. Can you name that disorder?
Is it yellow fever?
Oh, no.
I just woke up. I woke up to this, okay? Bear with me.
50% of Asians do not have yellow fever.
What's up, the New Edge?
Hey,
Hey.
name that disorder.
Please do.
Go for it.
Hey, it's jock itch.
This went downhill fast.
Thanks for playing.
Hello, the New Edge.
Hello.
Hi.
Name that disorder?
Yeah, go
Please.
for it.
SARS?
SARS. New Edge.
Hi, guys. It's Andrea. How are you?
What's
Hey,
up?
good.
What
What's
do you
up?
think? Do you think you know this disorder?
No, I'm sure I probably have no idea, but I'm going to take a stab at
Please do.
Rosacea?
No. Oh, wow.
I didn't even hear all the symptoms. All I heard was
Red face.
the reddening of the face or something.
Red
so.
face, hives, heat flashes, happens after drinking.
And 50% of the Asian population is affected.
What do you think?
Oh, dear God. That sounds like a good night of drinking to me.
Oh, no. But thanks for trying.
Thanks.
Thanks. See you guys later.
Bye. Hey, the New Edge. Can you name that disorder?
Is it hepatitis?
Hepatitis. No, hepatitis isn't funny, though. You know what I mean? You know, like, herpes is funny because they're skipping in a field. Not
Herpes trumps hepatitis.
Yeah,
in
nice
the
try,
funny
though.
department.
Thank you. Oh, my God.
I don't think anyone's going to get it.
50% of the Asian population doesn't have any of those, okay?
Well, that went well.
That, what a great segment.
We had to like scold listeners back. No, 50% of the Asian population doesn't have herpes. Wasn't there a guy who called every day that said that?
That was Diarrhea Man.
Diarrhea Man?
Diarrhea Man would call us almost every time we did this segment. And no matter what it was, he would guess, is it diarrhea?
And didn't we actually make it the disorder one day and he didn't call?
Yeah, that fucker didn't call.
It was one day he wasn't listening. We did it for
It's
him.
like we did this for you, man. Diarrhea,
wasn't
man.
there.
I thought we had something going here.
And it was a really crappy prize, like a posable dead pope or a giant ear, like the one on Wife Swap.
That's
And
where they
people
got
would
the
come and pick up-
inspiration. Yeah.
People would come and pick up these prizes too. It was crazy.
The big prize, we had a blow up doll, and it had to be a very big contest for you to win that, lady.
Yeah. So that segment, we generally were pretty okay with that one. Somehow we didn't get in trouble with that. And I know Sales tried to sponsor it at one point, and I can't believe they tried to sponsor
With
that.
what? Kaopectate?
Something, Rite Aid? I don't know. Then there was one, somehow we never got in trouble for this segment. The Deaf movie review. I don't know how we got away with this. Okay, so a little backstory. Basically, if I had to describe it to somebody on the street, it was a deaf woman came in every week and she would give us a movie review, except for she had a lot of substance abuse problems. And I don't think she ever actually reviewed a movie. It was always some rant about something that happened in her life at the theater or that week. And she was unhinged and crazy, and she would just swear at us a lot, and we'd have to pre-record her and bleep it because she had a potty mouth.
Jennifer Plavnik. She was a bit of a boozer and really knew nothing about filmmaking, the art of films. And she had pretty absolutely like terrible taste in movies too. She was perfect.
And crazy. It was beautiful. And we've never truly revealed much about her. We've kind of, okay, there's multiple stories, right? We talked about, I think it was my blind cousin knew her, or the sister of an intern, or I will say, we'll give a little bit. We put an ad out asking for other cast members for the show, and we only had one person reply to do the movie review.
And that was Jennifer. And I want to say, yes, she's real.
Where is she today?
No idea.
There was one segment where she came in really, really mad about her laundry. Come to find out, this is when you discovered she lived in your same, because you were renting an apartment at one point.
Yeah.
Remember this?
Yeah, she lived, I found out she lived a couple of buildings over from me.
And she was stealing your laundry. She was a nut. She was an absolute nut. So
I'm surprised they actually let her back in the studio to record with us because she was unstable as fuck.
Well, I know you Google for her, you don't find anything about
nothing.
her.
Mm-mm.
Nothing on Facebook. She kind of got mad at us when we broke up. That was it.
As a radio team. That's true.
Yes.
That left her without a show. I mean, really, was Chuck and Kelly going to snatch her up?
I don't think so.
No.
So here's a little sample of one of her movie reviews.
Witty, biting, highly opinionated, sharply focused, and deaf. It's Jennifer Plavnik with this week's movie review.
Hi, Jen. Hey. It'd be nice to her cat.
All right. Hi, guys.
Hi, Jen.
Hey. I'm Jennifer Plavnik with this week's movie review. Now, I need to start off this week by making a few announcements.
Oh, why? What could you have to?
First off, I am so sorry for acting the way I did last week. I was very upset about that laundry and the stupid bit. Oops, wait. I am no longer swearing.
What?
I'm carrying this around with me from now on.
It's a mason jar. What is this?
It's a swear jar.
Oh my God.
As you see, it's empty, but in the event
How's
that
that
I
possible?
swear, I'm putting a quarter in here for each and every word.
I'm surprised it's empty.
Yeah, I'm sorry about last week.
It's okay. It's all right.
I know in my
forget about
heart
it.
that you, Kat, only wanted to help me sort through the clues as to who this person is.
Yeah, that's
Now,
it.
you may wonder why I'm no longer swearing.
Yeah, I guess.
And that's because the movie I saw this week changed my entire life.
Well, that's good then.
I found Jesus.
Oh, God.
That's right. The message of the Lord was clear in the movie, and I'm changing my life to better reflect the life led by our Savior and Lord, as played by Batman.
What? No.
Stop laughing. The Dark Knight was the passion of our Lord and the sacrifices that He has made so we can live free today.
Jen.
The movie starts off where Jesus is just a man.
Jen.
But then he is resurrected
let her go.
as Batman.
Oh, yeah.
But Batman was actually playing Jesus.
Oh,
It's confusing, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
read
it is.
right through the liberal media trying to hide the message meant for me.
Suddenly she's Russian Limbaugh.
Satan was played by the Joker.
What?
He wore his makeup just like my dear departed Aunt Mabel.
Oh.
She went to hell. Oops.
You can say
You can say hell.
That's
I
the place,
swore.
sort
No,
of.
you didn't really
And
swear.
now I put this
Jen,
quarter into the swear
you
jar.
put it, okay.
There we go.
Jen, what you're
So
wrong.
anyway,
No.
this movie
No.
is the greatest story
Jen.
ever told.
Can you?
It's obvious that this is a follow-up to the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, it's
The
obvious.
sequel.
No, Jen.
Wait.
Jen,
Nothing to do with that. Nothing.
Nothing.
What?
No, it's
Nothing
a
to do with
comic
that.
book.
Comic book.
No. You're mistaken.
No.
How can you two stand there looking me in the eye telling me that this movie has nothing to do with the Lord?
It has nothing to
Has
do with the Lord.
No, stop it.
Nothing.
You two are the spokespeople for the devil, aren't you?
Well, yeah, but you know.
Stop!
No, Jen, listen.
I love Jesus.
I know, that's good.
fine.
Jesus.
That's fine.
Jesus. No more.
Oh.
I've had enough.
Oh, boy.
Well, no, I haven't heard enough, but you know what I mean. Stop it.
Jen, it's all
Stop
right.
right
It's-
now.
just
Stop
calm
f***ing with
down.
my beliefs.
I'm not.
Listen here, you motherfuckers. I know what I saw, and I saw an awakening in that theater.
Oh, my God.
It was the I've waited my entire life to discover that I'm a God-fearing Jesus freak. I'm a member of the God Squad now, motherfuckers. Well, since you obviously can't understand the power of the Dark Knight, then you can go yourself. I'm going to church and praying for to happen to you. Bad
Fine.
from God. Oh, and if you think challenging my
change did
faith
you
in
have?
God will keep me from Fest this weekend,
That's
you
more money
are
than we get paid. I
sorely
know.
mistaken.
Can we keep that jar?
Very mistaken.
Jen.
I'm going to Edfest
Well,
on
good.
Sunday.
I know, good.
I'm
See
wearing
there.
my purple velvet dress and eating a goddamn turkey leg just like everyone else will be.
Wait.
I'm showing off my cleavage like the other ladies
I told her it
escorted
was
by
the Renaissance
Lord.
Fair.
And I hear there's a moat into the castle too. So you, if you think pissing me off will keep me home.
Well, I totally
That
told
reminds
her.
me, do you
Nice.
have the tickets for $25? When does it go up to $40? Day of the fair? That's I'm buying them now. Here's my $25.
What, and
Here's
change?
my $25. Give me my ticket, you
Okay, no problem.
I'm Jennifer Plavnik, and I'll
you,
see you
Jen.
at Edfest. Then, of course, next week, too.
Every week I watch you unravel. Every week.
and God
Wait,
bless you, and praise
thank you.
Jesus, mother.
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, bye, Jen.
Jennifer. We'll see
Okay.
you Sunday.
That'll be interesting. So look for the crazy in the purple velvet dress with the turkey leg. It's her.
Oh,
God, I miss her. Jennifer, I know you can't hear me, but if I call you and your phone blinks, text me. Just reach out.
And I would love to get in touch with her again and just see what she's doing. Is she alive? I mean, there's no obituary online, so I'm assuming Jennifer's still. We'll talk more about Jennifer someday because there's some of her. I feel like we need to do a whole episode on Jennifer Plavnik. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we need to track her down, though.
Okay. Folks, start checking dumpsters in your neighborhood. She might be hanging out behind them.
Jennifer might be stealing your laundry right now.
We had some other segments too that were pretty out there. We had one called Voicemails from the Park Masturbator. Kat used to get a lot of voicemails from creepers, and her were just inappropriate voicemails. But one of them, well, yeah, go ahead.
Hence the name. I was convinced this one guy who called over and over was our local park masturbator.
Come to find out, I think he worked with us, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
And we never revealed it.
can't. They always start out going, I can't.
And breathing heavy,
like this labored breathing from an obese monster.
So we started playing these on the air. I forgot the point of playing it on the air. Were we trying to get people to call in and guess what he was going to say next? I think that was kind of it.
Was
right?
there some sort of prize tie-in?
I don't know. I think we were just playing them on the air to make them go away. We used to do the headlines, which was just weird news, and we made it sound like real news. We did drunk dial for a while. Do you remember that when we had a special phone line set up for people to call us when they were drunk on any time of night?
Yeah, and you just ended up playing a voicemail from me.
Yes. Yeah, nobody really called it. It was just you calling
Half
our own
in
phone
the
line.
bag from the macaroni grill. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. It was a good call. Another thing we surprisingly kind of didn't really get in trouble for, but sort of, was when American Idol was really big, we decided to do Washington Park Idol. And I'm not proud of this one. This was Albany's Washington Park. And we created all these characters who lived in the park or hung out in the park. And people were voted out of the park. And originally they had to surrender their helmet. And we originally called it Short Bus Idol, but
That got
station
struck
management-
down immediately.
Yeah, and they should have, because that was totally not cool.
I was kind of fond of
But-
that name at the time, but yeah.
At the time, a lot of things were called that. We had a prep service with that name, and it was kind of a common, so it wasn't that out of bounds. Today, very. But that was just one. We pushed the boundaries on that segment too. That was one that we really did. But sometimes we would get into trouble for things we didn't do. You have a great story about this.
Yeah, man, this was, you would always kind of get on me about going out and supporting our other jocks. And you totally had it right. I mean, I'd be exhausted at the end of the day and I just want to hang with my kiddo. But you're like, you know what? We really should go out to this event where our colleague is hosting tonight. And I said, oh, all right, what the heck? Let's go. We'll grab dinner and, and just be supportive. So the club/restaurant owner saw us and he was like, furious. And again, he called our boss on us. And the dude was upset that Darwin and Kat are quote unquote just sitting there ordering drinks, eating a bunch of food. And he's like, Darwin and Kat are a-holes. They're just downing drinks. And our boss said, well, yeah, you didn't hire them. They're having dinner. We got in trouble just for going out in public. And I'm like, see, Darwin, see, I should have stayed home and just closed the blinds and been a hermit. That's what I get when I go out.
Right. And I had to eat crow on that one and be like, you were right.
Yep.
Because the guy kept coming over to us and going, ordering more food.
Really?
Like, what?
So are you enjoying your table that you're just sitting at? And we're like, yeah, it's awesome. Thank you.
It was so weird. He kept making these comments
Everything
like that.
was so sarcastic. He was like, anything else I can get you? Yeah, can I have a lemon for my soda? Thanks. And he was pissed.
We had no idea he was all mad, not realizing we were not the talent there. We were there to support his business and our coworker. Yeah.
Well, we're always the talent, Darwin. But yeah, we were not hired. You were not paying us.
He never apologized either.
No, he just stomped off.
Just imagine calling our boss, though, like on a weeknight, like, Darwin and Kat are here. So that's kind
Darwin
of
and Kat are here being normal and eating and not causing any sort of scene. They're relatively sober, too.
Their money's no good here. So this episode's a little bit of a Control Z or a Command Z if you're using a Mac. A little bit of an undo. These are things we would never do again. Right, Kat?
Because we're extremely mature, responsible people now. Yes.
Yes, that's it.
Did that sound convincing?
No, not a bit.
I didn't think so.
But I do say I would like to a little bit apologize for some of the things we did do when we were much younger in our morning show, because some of them were a little inappropriate and maybe a little hurtful, and that was not our intention. Now that I'm older and wiser and a little more worldly, and maybe you might agree too, some of those things we did, yeah, sorry about that.
So we're not taking a stand for wheelchair porn?
No.
Dang it.